What's up, everybody? Got a Far Cry 6 video for you today. Now make sure that you put this GPU up here to the RX 6800M. For me it was defaulting, and it also is stuck on board with this. No full screen, don't know why, but that's how we're gonna have to run it. But we're doing 1080p. So now look at the quality. We're gonna start off at low, preset. We'll just cruise on down here so you guys can see all the different settings. Make sure they're all on low. No ray tracing yet. We're going to do that later. So let's move on to a benchmark, shall we? Alright, here's what we got for the benchmark. We got 103 minimum, an average of 122, maximum 151, with a frames recorded of 7490. All of our settings are down here. And now let's move into gameplay. Alright. We're at the beginning of the game here.
When we get to Miami, we'll say goodbye to Alejo. I promise.
On lowest settings. It really doesn't look that bad on low.
Coño, get down.
But trust me, it looks pretty good once you have the Ultra HD pack and everything enabled, but we'll wait until we get to the end for that. We're getting over 100 FPS right here. Just drop down under 100. Alright, they want me to sneak. So sneak I shall.
Hey, Rojas should have answered the call. Next asshole who opens the door is Daniel Rojas. Come on.
And the way this game works is, I guess by the time I got done, I didn't get to any other save point, which made it perfect to run through the same area over and over again and keep things, you know, exactly the same as possible. So it's not going to be the most interesting, but it keeps all the results pretty equal. Doesn't seem like that guy's about to have a good time.
I have a family.
Well, he did not listen. He shot. And now off he goes.
Come on, we gotta move.
Alright, we're gonna get to the end of this hallway, and then we're gonna start camera recorded gameplay on low. Alright, camera recorded low settings mode.
We need to get across that square. We're going to see it. No, trust me. It's a lot of soldiers with that.
Or do you have to be very sneaky sneak?
Ready, Danny? Get on the floor.
Go, 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 go.
Where the fuck are you taking me?
Phew. That was a close call. Okay. Go up here.
This is so fun. Yeah, from the little kids.
Oh, we're just chilling, going through a sewer. I can't imagine how scary this would probably be.
But, alright, time to up the settings a bit.
Okay, we're going to move on to the medium preset now. Scroll on down so you guys can see all the settings. And alright, let's move on to the benchmark. Okay, we got minimum of 63 this time, with an average of 109, a maximum of 134, frames rendered 6,665, and we're on the medium preset. And alright, we can move on to gameplay. Okay. Oh. At the beginning of this one, I kind of didn't start the recording in time. I kind of got shot in the back of the head, so we will be back at the beginning in just a second here. Alright, let's get the hell out of here before I get shot again. I'll keep that in mind for the remainder of the tests.
I promise.
Coño, get down.
So yeah, running through here in the medium settings.
Hey, Rojas, should have answered the call. Next asshole who opens the door is Daniel Rojas. Come on.
Couple lag spikes there due to recording.
FND, get out here.
Alright, we'll just keep on the same path that we took last time.
This way.
Okay. I'm not resisting. What the fuck? Come on. I have a family. Wait.
Alright, I guess that guy's already ran away. I saw his shadow.
Come on, we gotta
Alright, and she's telling us we gotta move too. Alright, just like last time, we're gonna get to the end of the hallway here, and then we will move up to the next graphics setting.
Alright, continuing from where we were.
We need to get across that square. They're going to see us. No, they. Trust me.
Well, they didn't see us last time until we were about to jump down into the hole, so... Still running pretty good at medium settings.
Soldiers we've got. So we take this first.
I have a feeling high settings on this game is probably going to be the way to go, but we will see. We have not tested everything yet. Alright, they're peacing out. Just like last time.
Ready, Daniel? Get in the door. Where the fuck are you taking me?
Alright, we got down here.
This is so fucked. Yeah, from when we were kids.
Alright, now let's change the settings up again.
Moving on to high preset now. Cruise on through here so you guys can see all the settings are on high. And alright. Now we will move on to the gameplay. This is what we got on the high, minimum of 53, an average of 99, maximum 125, frames rendered 6046. Just showing you how we're on the high. And now let's move on to gameplay. Back at the beginning again, it's like deja vu. Only this time we're on high graphic settings.
When we get to Miami, we'll say goodbye to Alejo. I promise. Coño, get down. Shit.
For some reason this game gets lots of lag spikes while I record with it. But as you'll see on the camera recorded gameplay, it's not really that laggy at all. It's actually a pretty smooth game. Most of the time anyway. Every once in a while there'll be a little stutter, but lots of games I play have a little stutter every now and then. Don't want to get ahead of myself.
FND, get out here. We're looking for Danny Rojas.
This way.
Cruise on through the back alley so those people don't shoot me,
I'm not resisting.
just like last time.
What the fuck? Come on. I have a family. Wait. Don't do this.
Yeah, I think no matter what, he's gonna shoot you every time, buddy. I don't think he cares.
Come on, we gotta move.
Alright, let's move on to another graphic setting now.
Alrighty. Camera recorded on high now.
We need to get across that square. We're going to see it. Trust me.
Well, they haven't seen us any other times that we've been by here. I don't know why they would start now, you know?
It's a lot of soldiers with them.
Recording, when I'm recording, I definitely get a lot of little stutters. But they don't seem to be here at all when I'm just playing on camera. You can tell by that little line.
Ready, Danny?
Go, go, go. Taking fire. Need assistance. Go, go, go. Hell yeah.
Go, go, you're taking me.
And we got down here again. No problems. Random graffiti. Sure do get a lot of FPS underground, that's for sure, but not a lot to render under here now, is there? Broken pipes and all that. Random tool chests.
Yeah, from when we were kids. This is so fun.
Yes, yes it is. All right. On to the next quality setting.
Time to do Ultra preset now. So now we got everything on Ultra, all these settings. I'll just show you real quick. And there we go. So let's run the benchmark. This is what we got for Ultra. We got 44 minimum, 89 average, 113 max, and we rendered 5479 frames, and we are on the Ultra graphics quality preset. So now let's move on to some gameplay. Back at the beginning again, but this time at Ultra
We
graphic
have to get
settings.
to the boat. Okay, then. When we get to Miami, we'll say goodbye to Alejo. I promise. Coño, get down. Shit.
In violation, they say.
There's nobody here.
Down the stairs they go. We gotta be all quiet or they'll see us.
Hey, Rojas, should have answered the call. Next asshole who opens the door is Daniel Rojas. Come on. FND, get out here!
We're looking for Danny Rojas.
This way.
Okay. I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting. What the fuck? Come on. I have a family. Don't shoot us.
Alright. He runs down there after a couple of giant lag spikes. There's our dead dude there who got kind of shot in the head. But. Alright. Let's move on to the next one.
Alrighty. Camera recorded section on ultra settings now.
We need to get across that square. We're going to see it. Noted. Trust me. It's a lot of soldiers with that. So we take the stairs. Ready, Danny? Go! Getting the sword. Where the fuck are you taking me?
Of course, we're going into the sewer.
This is so fun.
But yeah, like I was saying, I think high is probably the way to play this. But we haven't messed with the FRS yet, so maybe that'll make things more playable like higher things. And we haven't tried ray tracing, which is next. Alright, let's move on to some ray tracing tests now.
Okay. Now we're going to do ultra graphic settings, but we're going to go turn on ray tracing reflections. But not shadows yet, just reflections. And then we're going to run the benchmark and do the gameplay just like we did with the rest of the stuff. So let's do that. Okay. We got a maximum of 62 with ray traced reflections on, 75 average, 95 max. We rendered 4613 frames, and we're on ultra with ray traced reflections. So now let's move on to that gameplay. Back at the beginning are we? So now we're going to do the ultra settings with the ray trace reflections now.
Go back to Alejandro. I promise. Coño, get down.
There's nobody here.
Almost shot my head up there. I don't want to get shot.
Hey, Rojas, should have answered the call. Next asshole who opens the door is Daniel Rojas. Come on.
I'm honestly pretty impressed with this thing's performance so far with Far Cry 6. How about you guys?
Okay. I'm not resisting. What the fuck? Come on. I have a family. Wait. Don't shoot.
move.
Okay. We're about to the end here, so I'd say it's about time to get to the camera recorded portion, and then we'll move on to the next graphic setting.
Alright, camera recorded
We need to get across that
with ultra settings and ray traced reflections. Still getting surprisingly playable FPS.
It's a lot of soldiers with them, so we take the soldiers. Ready, Danny?
Alright, let's do this.
Get in the storm. Where the fuck are we taking me? Yeah, some of them were kids. This is so fun.
Man, I've seen this scene so many times doing this testing. I swear I can remember every word for word what they're saying already. Oh, we'll keep moving, alright. Alright, let's turn on some ray traced shadows now and see how it does with both of them enabled.
Alrighty. We're going to keep it on Ultra. And now we're literally just going to keep on the ray traced reflections, but we're also going to turn on the ray traced shadows now. And we'll see how it does in a benchmark. So this is what we got with ray traced shadows and reflections on Ultra. 41 minimum, 68 average, and max of 86. Max rendered frames 4,179. And now we can move on to that gameplay. Right on, now we're going to do ultra quality settings with ray traced reflections and shadows.
Get to me, Ami.
See how it does.
I promise.
I can definitely see it's getting quite a bit less FPS now than it was before. But maybe that will change when we start using the FSR.
I told you, there's nobody here.
We will see that at the end.
Hey, Rojas, should have answered the call.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Next asshole who opens the door is Danny Rojas. Come on.
Nope, never gonna happen. Because she's right behind me.
FND, get out here.
We're looking for Danny Rojas.
Gotta get back into our alley so we don't get shot in the head.
This way.
Get this door open or we will bust this down. Okay, okay. I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting.
Doesn't matter if you're resisting. No matter what, you're gonna be dead.
Have a family. Wait, don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot.
Come on, we gotta move.
Alright. Now we're gonna move on to the camera gameplay.
Alrighty. Same ultra settings, but with ray traced reflections and shadows this time. Still seems to be just a hair above 60 FPS most of the time. And we still haven't used any FRS yet.
It's a lot of soldiers with them, so we take
I feel like once we turn that on, we'll probably get some up into the 80s and 90s, I'm hoping. We'll see. Hell, I might not even be able to turn that feature on, I don't know. Some games just do that to me, even though I have an AMD GPU in here just won't let me use them. So we finally drop below 60.
Ready, Danny?
Alright. Oh yeah, we dropped down in the 54.
Where the fuck are you taking me?
Huh. Yeah, we're only getting 80 FPS even underground now.
This is so fun.
But even though it's low FPS, it's very smooth FPS. Look at that line. Alright, let's go and try out some FRS now.
Alright, this test is basically going to be exactly the same, only this time we're going to use FSR quality, which I will show you in a second here. We just have to hop on over to the advanced settings tab up here, and there we go, it's on and it's on quality. So let's run a benchmark and see how it does. This is what it got with FSR, with everything on Ultra and ray tracing. We got 40, 74, and 104 with 4534 frames rendered. So let's get into that gameplay now. Back at the beginning, Ultra quality. Both ray tracing features are on, but we have FSR at quality.
I promise.
Coño, get down.
I told you, there's nobody here.
Hey, Rojas should have answered the call. Next asshole who opens the door is Danny Rojas. Come on.
Keep on going down the stairs. Not gonna get caught by you guys, never.
We're looking for Danny Rojas.
This way.
Okay, okay. I'm not resisting. I'm not resisting. What the fuck? Come on. I have a family. Don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot.
Okay. Our little soldier guy has run down the hallway, and now we can follow suit. Hey, cats. Alright. We got one last thing to test, so let's move on to that.
Alright, and the camera recorded portion now.
We need to get across that square. We're going to see.
Where we got everything pretty much the exact same as before, but now we have FRS at quality setting. I'm not gonna lie, it doesn't seem to make a huge difference, but I'll know for sure when I run across that field, because I dropped down to 54 last time, so as long as we do better than that, it's doing something at least.
Ready, Danny?
Nope. So yeah, FRS in this game doesn't really seem to do anything.
Where the fuck are you?
At least not much, at least not from quality. Maybe you have to drop it way lower than that, but this video is already getting long enough, so I really don't want to go through every single FRS setting.
Yeah, I'm one of the kids.
Alright, down here it definitely seems to be getting higher. I don't remember getting 100 FPS down here. So it helps. It's just not in every spot. Because as you saw, I got the same 54 that I got with no FRS when I ran across that field. I actually went to 53 this time. We actually lost an FPS. But like, other places seems like we definitely improved. So that one's definitely weird. Alright though, last but not least, I'm going to go download the HD texture pack. And we'll see how the game does with that at ultra settings with all of the same settings I have now.
Alright, this last part is going to be everything ultra with ray tracing on, but we're going to put the HD texture pack on now too. And then on top of that, we also put FSR on ultra quality. So let's get into that benchmark and see how we do. This is what we got with ultra quality, maxed ray tracing, ultra quality FSR, and HD texture pack. We got 41 minimum, 72 average, and 96 max with 4,449 frames rendered. So let's move on to gameplay. Alright, I started the camera a little prematurely there. Let's start this up. Now we're on ultra quality
When we get to Miami.
with ultra quality FSR and HD texture pack.
Coño, get down. Shit.
Honestly, it's not really doing that much different than it was before. So I guess that's good, right?
Hey, Rojas should have answered the call. Next asshole who opens the door is Danny Rojas. Come on.
Alright, cruise on down the stairs.
We're looking for Danny Rojas.
This won't end well. Get this door open.
This way.
We will box this down. Okay. I'm not resisting.
And I'll definitely do some more in-depth testing once this game gets a couple patches and whatnot, and we'll get to see a little bit more actual gameplay rather than the same scene over and over again, but I figured this at least keeps things equal. Same scene, just different graphic settings. Well, alright. Let's move on to that camera recorder gameplay now.
Alright. Now we've got this thing maxed out with HD textures,
We need to get across that square.
ray traced reflections and shadows, and with FRS at ultra quality. So this is pretty much the game maxed out. At 1080p anyway.
Ready, Danny?
Ready as I'll ever be, let's do it.
Get in the store.
Oh shit. Aww. Lame.
Stay close, Ethan. We have to get to the boat. Okay, then.
When we get to Miami.
Say goodbye to them. I promise.
Come on, get down. Shit.
Hey, Rojas should have answered the call. Next asshole who opens the door is Danny Rojas. Come on.
We're going to see it.
Being stubborn. This part of the video is going to run a little longer, but I just wanted to
There's a lot of soldiers with them.
get across that field into that hole. No, we don't want that tank to see us. I'll definitely die before I get across if that's the case.
Ready, Danny?
Alright, let's do this.
Getting the sword.
Alright.
Where the fuck are you taking me?
Got down this time. Rush through here. Sounds like there's a package at the door, but I can get that after I'm done making this.
Yeah, from when we were kids.
Sort of going the wrong way. Whoops.
This is so fun.
But, alright. Well, alrighty. We've pretty much gotten all done with this. I've done all the settings and everything. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video and have seen what this laptop can do with this game. And until the next video, peace out, guys.